I'm wondering how many lovely things we miss because we're waiting for someone to come with us, waiting for someone to be free, waiting for someone to fancy the same thing, waiting for someone else to say, yeah, let's go. And don't get me wrong, sharing things is very beautiful. A coffee with a friend, a walk with someone you love, a trip where someone else remembers the passports. Lovely. But there comes a point in life where you realize that if you only do things when everyone else is available, your own life can start getting smaller, quietly, politely, without even you noticing. You don't get to the market because no one else wants to. You don't see the film because no one else is free. You don't book the day out or the lunch or the little trip because it feels really awkward to go alone. Then one day you look around and realize you've been waiting, not for a huge life changing event, just permission, for company, for someone else's diary to line up with your own, and desire to be alive in the world. And I think a lot of women know this feeling, especially by midlife, because many of us, as much as life has been organised around other people, our children, partners, parents, work, households, appointments, everyone else's preferences, everyone else's timing. And somewhere in the middle of all that, we can get very good at fitting ourselves around everyone else. So doing something alone can feel oddly brave, even something small, like a coffee alone or lunch or walk somewhere new, and going to the cinema or sitting in a cafe with a book. Just going somewhere because you want to see what's there. Going to look at the ducks if that's the glamour of available that day. And yes, the first time can feel really awkward. You'll imagine everyone else has noticed, but they haven't. They're busy with their own chips, their phones, and their lives, and perhaps wondering why their coffee is taking so long. No one is sitting there thinking, good heavens, a woman out here enjoying a sandwich independently, alert the authorities. Most people are not thinking about us nearly as much as we think they are, which is both humbling and very freeing. I remember realizing that a table for one is not a tragedy, and sometimes it's a tiny revolution because it says, I don't have to wait to enjoy my own life. I don't have to make myself smaller because no one else is available. I don't have to miss the thing just because I'm going by myself. And I think that matters because alone is not the same as lonely. And I don't think I fully understood that when I was younger. Back then, doing things alone could feel like a sign that something was really missing. But now it feels like peace. No negotiating where to go. No pretending you don't want the cake. No walking past the shop you actually really wanted to go into because someone else looks bored. Just making a small choice for yourself. And that doesn't mean we don't need people. Of course we do. We need friendship, love and belonging, conversation and community. This is not about becoming fiercely independent in a never needing anyone again sort of way. That sounds really exhausting. It's not about making companionship a condition of participation. It's about saying, I can love people deeply and still go for the coffee. I can enjoy my own company and be on my own. I can share beautiful things and also stop waiting for someone else to make my life happen. To me, that's the 2% braver moment. Not blowing up your life, not booking a one-way ticket somewhere dramatic, not reinventing everything overnight. Just one small choice, one small outing, a moment where you stop waiting and just go. Perhaps that's that market or the beach, or maybe it's a film, maybe it's a charity shop where you absolutely do not need another jacket, but somehow the jacket has ideas. Maybe it's sitting in a cafe ordering exactly what you want. The point is not the activity. The point is what it tells you about yourself, that you're allowed to take up space, that what you're interested in matters. Your life does not have to sit politely on hold until someone else checks their diary. So here's my challenge. Choose one thing you've been waiting to do, something small, something realistic, something that doesn't require a committee meeting or a spreadsheet or someone else's approval, and go. Not because you have to, but because you can. That's what the unseen midlife is about for me. Small, brave choices, ordinary moments, and remembering that while we are still becoming, we are allowed to want things, to try things, to enjoy things, and be seen in our own lives. So if this speaks to you, I'd love you to stay around. This is the space for midlife seen differently, a little more honest, and certainly more alive, and maybe one small choice at a time. 2% braver.